The eighth commandment is you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor, which means that we should never give false testimony or do actions that harm another person's reputation. This also includes all forms of lying, gossip, and deceit, and instead, this commandment calls us to practice honesty, fairness, and respect for other people's dignity through our words and actions.
The significance of this commandment shows our obedience to God and how we honor Him while staying authentic and respectful to our neighbors. This allows us to show our love in God's creation and bring the truth out, promoting justice and reflecting goodness in everyday life. This commandment not only avoids lies but also respects the right to know the truth.
Now, for the possible violations of these commandments are as follows. Disclaimer: there is no particular order of severity, so some more severe violations may be mixed in with a few lighter ones. Starting off, interpreting a person's words in a bad light. In other words, twisting a narrative. Instead of giving what the person intended to say in their own tone, they alter words, sentences, or even just the tone of their voice to convey a negative effect, either hurting the person you are talking to or about. Following that violation is by giving too much compliments to cover a person's bad actions. This is better shown with an example. Politician A is such a nice person. They help the people flooded with his own out-of-pocket relief goods. They gave ayuda to the poor so they can eat. But some fail to realize the reason why they have money to provide relief goods is because it was supposed to go to their flood control project of the area. The ayuda? It was because elections were near. Now, speaking of bad actions, boasting and bragging. Flexing what you have to other people is a way to mock someone for having less than you. Using the truth of your riches and others' hardships is a sin against truth. Instead of boasting and bragging, the person should just admit, yes, you are rich, but instead of taunting others, you can use these riches or what you learn from these riches and elevate your fellow people to reach the same heights. Now, going back to violations, let us talk about lying. Now, Protestants believe that thou shalt not bear false witness is just the shorthand version of saying thou shalt not lie. However, thou shalt not lie is just a part of thou shalt not bear false witness. So we are still going to talk about lying. The seriousness of a lie depends on a couple of factors, like how much does this distort the truth, the circumstances that led to saying this lie, may it be voluntary or involuntary, the speaker's intentions or the liar's intentions, and lastly, the damage caused by this lie. That's why some lies are venial if small. However, some may become mortal sins if it is severe enough. That is because lying violates speech, which just means to express the truth. Lying is a corruption of one of these humanity's greatest gifts, speech and freedom. Only speech though. That's because it damages the ability of a person to know the truth, sowing mistrust, confusion, and discord, and plant seeds for further deceit down the line, may it be from the person who originally spoke the lie or other people intending to manipulate that person. That is why lying is a serious offense against thy neighbor. Now, because I cannot paraphrase this one, because it is written beautifully, directly quoting the Catechism of the Catholic Church, the definition of a lie is, it consists in speaking a falsehood with the intention of deceiving. St. Augustine. This is directly from the source, which was followed by John chapter 8 verse 44, during when the Lord denounces lying as the work of the devil, stating that you are of your father the devil. There is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks according to his own nature, for he is a liar, father of all lies. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's why, for my final point for lying, is lying should always be rejected, no matter how hard it might seem. Anyway, now quick overview of the Philippine RA laws regarding this commandment. First is the act of increasing penalties for perjury, or in other words, lying under oath during a trial. This is from the Revised Penal Code for Articles 183 and 184 of Republic Act 3815. Let's just talk about the fees, because the specifics is not much required for this subject. So the fine will not exceed 1 million pesos and perpetual absolute disqualification from holding any appointive or elective position in the government or in any agency, entity, or instrumentality therefore of. Next is Republic Act number 2007, or the Act of Defining the Law of Label and Threats to Publish Label, Making Label, or Threats to Publish a Label misdemeanors. Every person who willfully and with malice intent to injure other publishes or procedures to be published with any libel should be punished by a fine of not exceeding $2,000, which is a lot for Philippine pesos, or imprisonment for not exceeding 1 year, or both punishments. Libel is publicated gossip, more or less. Next is A358 Revised Penal Code for slander/oral defamation. If you are found to be spreading rumors that is not true, the penalty shall be arresto minor, or a fine not exceeding 20,000 pesos, or both, as amended by RA 10951, which also includes online oral defamation.
The virtues necessary to fulfill this commandment are: number 1, truthfulness. The primary virtue necessary to fulfill this commandment. It is showing oneself true in deeds and truthful in words. Number 2, charity. The truth must be always spoken with love, with kindness, with gentleness and understanding. Number 3, justice. This virtue requires that one's words and actions show respect for the good name of others. 4, humility. Sincerity is a path to growing in humility, helping individuals to see themselves as they are and acknowledge their faults. 5, courage. Bearing witness to the truth, especially when it involves sacrificing personal cost or suffering. 6, integrity. Fulfilling the 8th commandment involves the commitment to live life in integrity, where one's actions and words reflect reality and motivated by the love for others and for God.